So what are the foods that you are sensitive or allergic to?
Oh, let, I'm going to change the wording on that just a little bit for you. You knew I would. There's the typical allergy that people think of to foods, like when we hear about peanut allergies. And that's an anaphylactic response. It's a mast cell mediated histamine release in response to something. And that's what gives you the hives and the difficulty breathing and the kind of things that people think of going into an allergic shock. So that's an allergy to foods. And then you can have different kinds of sensitivities. And then, as part of the immune system, a direct response to foods is to treat them as a disease and create antibodies to them. And that's where my problem lies. I create antibodies to foods, treating them like a disease. If they get anywhere near my bloodstream intact, if they're not digested completely, then I can react to foods. And I do so by making antibodies, and those end up floating around in the bloodstream and getting in the synovial fluid, the synovial tissue. Delicate tissues get gummed up. It overloads the rest of your immune system. So it's a delayed hypersensitivity. You don't notice it right away. It might not show up. It might not give much for symptoms at all, and it might be up to 3 days later as part of the immune response. So does that help explain?
It helps explain,
Okay.
except for I'm sure people are having trouble with the concept I first did is how is it something I'm eating is getting into my blood?
Okay. It's not supposed to. Let's start with that. So by conventional wisdom, it doesn't happen. But if your digestive tract, well, okay, maybe 5%, no less than that, maybe a percent. It says it's about 5% that comes through later. About a percent of your food is not broken down completely into building blocks. So you start with a protein, for example, and that's made up of chains of amino acids strung together, and your digestive tract has to break all of those down. Every single one of those bonds has to be broken down so that you don't have any short chains left to get absorbed into the bloodstream. But if you don't do that completely, some of the chains can get into the bloodstream and they're recognized, whereas the building blocks aren't recognized as anything other than good. If you get a chain of amino acids into your bloodstream, that's a protein, and that's what our body is designed to attack as either being a virus or a bacteria. So it starts with a slightly imperfect digestive tract, letting things in that it's really not supposed to, but does, and then people like me over respond to that.